Look, everyone wants to make $10,000 per month, but there is so much BS. Now, I know what it's like to be a student and just want to get by, or at least have some kind of freedom to go out, to spend it on what you want, and also just to take the financial pressure off of your family. At least that's what I felt. And trust me, take it from me, I made my first $10,000 per month at the age of 17 and 18. And then I went on to make over $100,000 by the time that I was 20 years old. So I speak from experience. I know how difficult it might seem, but it is very, very possible. There's just so much BS out there, like I said. So I want to put this video out there to clear the air and give you an exact roadmap and exact ways to make sure that you can reach that $10,000 as a student with no experience, with no money, no matter where you are in life. This is going to be your roadmap to do that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, before we move into the actual steps to making that money, the first thing that you're going to need to know as a student is time management. Now, I'm not going to go too much into detail about this. This is something that you can search other videos for, but I do think it's important to mention that time management is the essence of being a student making money at the same time. I know what it's like to spend 8 or 7 hours at school, then go to the sports field and then get home. Then you have to do your homework, you have to study, and then somehow, some way in between eating and sleeping and studying, you need to find more time to work on a side hustle. Now, I get it. I know how difficult it can be, but it is very, very possible with the right management and the right tools. And that's what I want to give you quickly. Now, the first thing you need to do is when you first wake up, you need to plan out your day hour by hour. This is going to help you a lot because you're going to understand how much time you're going to be spending at school, when your breaks are, and you're also going to understand how much time you're allocating to homework and studying without obviously flunking out, and also what time you're going to dedicate to working, because it can be just as little as an hour per week. I was working on my agency around 2 hours per week or 4 hours per week maximum, and I was still able to make that money that I was making at the time. And I was making a lot of errors. I was still going out with friends. I was going to the sports field every day. You know, some days I wouldn't even be able to work on it. So it is still very possible, but you need to time stamp your days. You need to make sure that you're tracking exactly what you're doing, when you're going to do it, so that you know how much time you can accurately allocate to your side hustle, to this income stream. And I'll cover that a bit more later. Now, there are a few videos and a few tools that can actually help you. You can do your research on YouTube if you don't have really good time management. But the tools that I would recommend is just simply using your Apple iPhone and using the Notes app. You can just go point by point. You can put a checklist down similar to what I do, and I'll put an edit above, or I'll get my editor to put something in the video quickly, just showing you how I rank out my days time by time, so I know what time I have allocated to different things. And then you can go ahead and do the same. Maybe it's from 7 a.m. you wake up and you have a bit of time before school begins. Then you can go ahead and you can figure out, okay, if I wake up an hour earlier, I can get an hour of work in on my side hustle. Cool. Then after school, you know you have to study for at least 2 hours, but you have a gap between dinner and sleeping that is about 2 or 3 hours. Usually you might allocate that to gaming, but you're going to sacrifice that. And instead you're going to plug in, a little bit of deep focus work for those 2 hours. That means every single day at the very minimum, you're getting 3 hours of deep focus work in. Trust me, that's going to go a very long way. So that's how you're going to allocate your time. Another platform that can really help you allocating your time is Notion. You can find some templates out there that are completely free. Just search on Google Notion template for time management. It'll come up and you can actually download those templates and manage your time with that as well. Now, the important thing here with your time management is actually your consistency. Just make sure you're keeping the same schedule so it becomes like a second brain. It can become a second habit to you. So when you first wake up, it's not that you immediately go and eat breakfast and get ready for school. You already have an extra hour to go and work on your business. That's the first thing that you do when you wake up. That's the first thought. And this now becomes a consistency. You don't even have to think about it. You barely have to plan for it either. And once you build that habit, trust me, it's going to become a lot easier. It's going to be very difficult in the beginning, but it's going to help you a lot in the path. But that pretty much covers it for time management. Again, go watch some videos on it, but I want to move along. Now, what else you need to know is what not to do. This is what you should not be doing. And trust me, there's so much misinformation out there. So this is very important to take note of. The first thing, do not invest. I don't know how often people come to me and ask me, should I invest this amount? Should I do this? The point blank is if you are not making at least $5,000 per month, you should not be investing. If you don't at least have $5,000 in savings, you should not be investing. The reason for that is because your increments are going to be way, way, way less than what you could get from investing in a business instead, especially investing in a lean business or a no-cost business, which I'm going to cover a bit later in the video. But these are the best ways that you can actually utilize your money right now. When I first started out, I made the mistake of putting all my money into gold. I was investing in gold coins. I was investing in some stocks. I was investing here and there. And to this day, I haven't really seen a return from it. Sure, it's there. And of course, I've made like a bit of money from it. But in the grand scheme of things, if I had put that money towards self-education, which is the next most important thing, or if I put that money towards starting an automated business way sooner, trust me, I would be way further along than where I am now. And that's why I want to emphasize this. I had the wrong information. I thought that investing was the way to go. I thought that playing it safe was the way to go. But playing it safe actually just means that you need to make sure you have cash flow. And the best way to create cash flow is to actually invest in a business or create a business. Do not hop on trying to invest, trying to go in stocks, trying to go in crypto if you have less than $5,000. Trust me, it's just not going to be worth your time. The next thing is do not be fooled by people who post about how much they're actually doing, especially don't compare yourself to them on social media. There's tons and tons of gurus that call themselves gurus or call themselves these social media experts or these dropshipping experts that post about their lifestyle and make it seem like they're making a lot more than what they are. It's just simply not true. There's so much BS out there. Trust me, I went through mentor after mentor before I could figure out, okay, who can I trust and who can't I trust in the space? Because there's so many people that are trying to sell you a golden dream. And a lot of people that are actually making money from dropshipping or whatever it is that they're selling, they are making $10,000. But in the grand scheme of things, it's only at 25% profit margins. They're not making nearly as much as you think. And especially depending on where you are in the world, these people are going to be a lot more prevalent. You're going to compare yourself. You're going to think that, hey, I'm 19 years old, or I'm 18 years old, or I'm 17 years old, and I am not making $10,000 per month. And suddenly you feel depressed. You feel like you're running behind. You feel like you're behind everyone else. And it's just simply not true. Even the people that seem like they're doing well are not doing that well. Now, to kind of expand on that point, the other reason I say that is because even when you look at millionaires and you look at people that make hundreds of $1,000s a month, you do not need that lifestyle. It's just point blank impossible, and it's just not reasonable. The people that you see online on YouTube or on social media that are posting about their incomes and everything, it is very rare to get to that point, and they're selling you a golden dream that just does not exist. It's very possible to get to $10,000 per month, but it's way more difficult than what they make seem. It's very possible, but even going beyond that point or selling you that the idea of becoming a millionaire is that easy, it's just not for everyone. It is just not. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you have that hunger inside of you that bothers you, but you do not need to reach that point. All you need is financial freedom and time freedom. Stop harping on the idea of becoming a millionaire or trying to do this or trying to do that. It's unnecessary, and it is a false dream that's been sold to you by the people that are actually trying to sell you courses. And that's what you need to avoid. By all means, invest in education, get a mentor. I think that's the most important thing you can do. And second of all, invest in a business, but don't buy into the dream that these people have these hundreds of thousands of dollars and that's the lifestyle you need. You just need time freedom and financial freedom, and that's pretty much it. Now that we have that out of the way, we can actually move on to how you can actually make $10,000 as a student, no matter where you are. And trust me, I know because I am South African and from a third world country, and I was able to make $10,000 per month consistently with 90% margins at the age of 17. So I promise you, this is the advice that you're going to want to take. And I have a little bit more of a detailed video on exactly what methods you can use to this, and I will link that below. But for now, I'm going to go into it. Now, if you think about it, there are two ways in theory that you can make over $10,000 per month or just $10,000 in general. Number one is offering a product, and number two is offering a service. Now, a product you generally sell to an end customer, and a service you sell to a business. Now, unfortunately, the truth is that finding customers is way more difficult than it is to find businesses. Arguably, of course, there's tons more customers in the world than there are businesses. But in the same breath, customers are very, very slim on cash, especially given the economy. And businesses have a lot of disposable income to make their processes more automated and to get people in to help them with their business. So here is an idea of a product-based business and a service-based business in cost comparison. And I'm going to throw up a bit of a diagram for you so you can get exactly what I'm talking about. Now, first of all is the product-based business. If we focus in on that, here is how you will accurately be able to make $10,000 just to show you what can happen and also how difficult it might be. Now, first of all, products need a down payment. If you don't have any money right now, or you're not necessarily earning, this might not be the best way to go into things, because you need to have some kind of disposable cash to get a website, to get a product, to get some kind of branding, to get a logo. All of that will come at a cost. And that is very, very much not practical at this point of view. You need some disposable income. The second thing with a product is you have to find customers to pay for this. And the only way to really find customers is to run ads, and you don't have the money to run ads right now. The third thing is that products cost a down payment, or they cost a massive margin. Let's say that you are selling a product that is about $60 per product. Now you need to make or find 167 customers to buy this every single month to make your $10,000. 167 customers is very difficult to get. As it is, it's difficult to get 10 customers to buy and trust your product. So finding 167 customers to buy your product is just not the most practical. And even then, when you calculate 167 people buying your product at the $60 range, yes, sure, you're making $10,000 per month at that point. But then you have to consider all of the costs along with that, and the fact that you only have 25% margins with that. That means that out of that $10,000, you're only keeping $2,500 of it. So it's just not practical. It's not the most scalable business, and it's very, very difficult. But now, if we look at a service-based business in comparison, number one, there is no down payment. You can start a service-based business with no money whatsoever, no experience, nothing. It will literally just take a bit of research on YouTube, and you've got yourself a skill to offer. The second benefit of starting a service-based business is there's tons and tons of other businesses that need your help and have tons of disposable income, as opposed to where customers are very sensitive in a sensitive economy that we are in right now, especially with the recession. It's very difficult to get a customer to dispose of their income on a product that you have when it's not a necessary need. So whereas you have businesses that have that need, they have that disposable income, and they are gladly going to spill out $10,000 per month just on expenses. So your $1,000 or $2,000 service is nothing to them. Now, the third benefit is you only need to sell one service to one client at $1,000, and over the span of 10 months, you're going to have that $10,000. Or if you want to make it a monthly income, you literally just need to sell a $2,000 service to 5 clients. Now that to me is a lot easier than trying to find 167 customers. And trust me, I know, because we did it. As an agency that I just sold for multiple millions, we did exactly that. We just sold a few services to a few clients. I think we maximum reached about 20 clients. And at that point, we were ready to sell, and it sold for a great deal. Even in the income, I think we were hitting about $50,000 per month minimum on profit. So that's the kind of income that you can be reaching. But as a student, so easy just to find 5 customers or 5 clients that are willing to pay you. It could be a cafe that just needs some marketing. It can be a business that needs some e-commerce help. Whatever it is, trust me, there's that disposable income, and it's way easier. In summary, here's pretty much what you need to do to make $10,000 as a student, no matter where you are, with no experience. Number one, you need to find a high income skill, and you need to offer it as a service. Now, I actually teach exactly this in a free community, which I'm going to link down below in the top of the description, which teaches you exactly how to find a service, how to sell it, how to find the customers for it, absolutely everything from A to Z. I teach you in this free community. Now you can go down below and join it, and you'll get a pretty good idea of what high income skills you can offer. And I've done another video about this, which I'm going to link on the screen. You can just click on that, go look at the other businesses that you can start with no money whatsoever, and you can have a pretty good look. Now, the second step is you just need to choose a niche. Now, niching down is a very powerful thing. If you're offering, for example, social media management, or you're offering video editing, try and find a sub niche in that. So that's your skill that you're offering, but you want to find a specific person that's going to look for it, whether you only target cafes or gyms or restaurants. Try and niche down so you have a better understanding of that specific niche, and then you can broaden. But for the most part, the world is your oyster. You can choose any niche. I just recommend niching down. Now, the third thing that you need to do to practically get to 10,000, which is the last step, is once you've chosen your skill, once you've chosen your niche, you know exactly what you're going to offer. And I would not offer it for less than $1,000 per month. Trust me, people are willing to pay it. And if you're struggling with that idea of how to charge that, then go down below. Again, I talk about this in the free community. But that's pretty much all you need to do. And those 3 hours that you are spending per day on your business, or those 2 hours that you're spending, you're literally just going to spend on finding clients, on trying to prospect, on sending out cold emails, sending out cold DMs, trying to find businesses who are interested, that's what you're going to spend your time on. At the time, I was sending about 100 emails or 100 DMs out every single day. I was just copy pasting the same message to everyone, and eventually people would bite. And I think within the first month of me doing this, I got a client to pay me $1,250 per month. And that was the most amount of money I'd ever seen in my life, especially as a teenager. That pretty much summarizes everything that you need to do. So with all of that being said, making $10,000 per month is very easy, very achievable, no matter where you are in life. I was able to do it with all of the errors, with all of the mistakes, without knowing anything, without even offering a very good service to begin with. I still managed to make it, and you just get better over time. So with that being said, I wish you the best of luck, and trust me, your future self is counting on you. So begin now, and I'll see you in the next video.